All right, we are back. Welcome to Beyond the Spread. I am Bryce Baderis, and shout out to the Florida Panthers for winning the Stanley Cup. Um, big shout out to them. I don't know. We were talking about it last week. It was like, do the Oilers really have a chance? We were like, yes, they do have a chance, even though you're facing this essentially like a dynasty now of the Florida Panthers with Kachuk and all this kind of shit. Um, they're just a machine. Everything that I've been listening to, all the hockey guys I've been listening to, they're just a well-oiled machine. They're coming out there to fucking dominate you. Line 1, line 2, and line 3. I mean, it was just too much for the Oilers at the end of the day. It was amazing to watch those Oilers wins in this series, the way that they happened. Couple overtime goals, or at least one. Regardless, it was amazing to watch. But every other game that the Panthers won, it wasn't close. It was a 5-1 game or a 4-1 game. I mean, last night, what was it, 5-1, 6-1, something like that. But it was just too much for McDavid, Draisaitl. It's a great 1-2 punch when it's happening and you're playing in the regular season, all that kind of shit. But when you're going through the playoffs and through series and all this kind of stuff, you need the lines top to bottom. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what I'm talking about hockey. It's not my sport. But from what I've been listening to, from what I watched during the series and all that kind of stuff, it was always Florida. It's never been anything but Florida. Again, it was a lot of fun to watch. Waiting for that car to pass. It was a lot of fun to watch. I think Stanley Cup playoffs are. I mean, again, I'm a football guy, so it's football one no matter what. It's college or NFL, all that kind of shit. I think Stanley Cup's up there. I mean, I really do. I baseball playoffs. I'll watch it when it gets down to like Final Four, maybe. I'll keep an eye on during the playoffs and all that kind of stuff. But like NHL hockey or playoff hockey, I'm really intent on watching every round of the playoffs, at least majority of it, and I try to keep up on it and all that kind of stuff. But I think that this sparked a good idea. Greatest trophy in sports. What's the greatest trophy in sports? I think 1-1 is Stanley Cup. I really do. I don't think there is the history behind it. It's been around for, when did they start doing it? 1912 or some shit like that? I don't fucking know. Regardless, it's the best sports and trophy, or best trophy in sports. I think the second one, I think this is the second one's a toss-up. I think it's either the Lombardi, NFL, or, here's outside the box, I didn't even think the fucking, oh my gosh. I was thinking, my next one was the World Cup. There's the gold trophy, soccer ball on top of it, all that kind of shit. Second one, I think it's those two, but a sneaky one, the college football playoff trophy. If you're going to give me BCS crystal ball trophy, then it's like, okay, Stanley Cup, crystal ball. I think Stanley Cup just, by a little bit, but the crystal ball BCS trophy was arguably the greatest trophy ever to be invented, and I'm pissed still to this day. I mean, I remember playing NCAA, and you win the trophy, and they're holding it up, all that kind of stuff. I mean, seeing old videos and watching old, championship games where USC's Pete Carroll's just holding it up, Urban Meyer from Florida's holding it up. The one now, I guess compared to the BCS trophy, it's really not shit, but World Cup, and then I think you go Larry O'Brien Finals trophy. I like that trophy. I think it's super cool. Just the originality of the NHL Stanley Cup is it's the most unique. I hate baseball's trophy. I don't even know what to call it. The flags, you just hold that up. There's nothing cool about it. It's like, okay, yeah, like, it's cool, but it really ain't shit in my opinion, honestly. I think that is a bottom tier trophy. So again, shout out to Florida Panthers winning the Stanley Cup, the champs, back-to-back, huge. JJ Spaun wins the U.S. Open this last Sunday. It was an electric round just to watch. I turned it on and you're like, what the fuck's going to happen? Who's going to blow up? Who's going to make a run? John Rahm's going to the clubhouse, +4. You're thinking maybe he's got a shot at winning this because they were like, hey, you should probably stay because someone could easily blow up in the next couple holes, all that kind of shit. He doesn't. JJ Spaun holds on to it. I mean, the front nine that JJ Spaun had, it was terrible. He had 5 bogeys in the front nine. You're like, okay, his day's over. He's kind of hanging around just a little bit. But then the rain delay comes in. And the rain delay is like a fucking halftime break for this guy. He gets rehydrated, probably watching some snacks. Everyone's watching Tiger highlights now because they did the right thing and showed Tiger winning the fucking U.S. Open in 2008 it was. It was magical to watch. It was just absolutely magical. You could hear the roars in the crowd. It's just, from what I've been listening to, I was too young to watch like prime Tiger Woods, but I remember watching the 2019 Tiger Woods. I've watched old YouTube, like full rounds of Tiger Woods, the championships, all that kind of shit, the majors. It's electric. It was just electric to watch it. Just have it like, oh my God, Tiger Woods is on my fucking TV right now. Is Rocco going to win this tournament? No, it's fucking Tiger Woods. Every time. It's every time he wins. JJ Spaun gets a halftime break essentially with the rain delay, 5 over on the front 9. Back 9, he just tears it up. He's like, okay, this is a reset. This is a fucking calling right now. I need to reset my mind. I need to get shit back into gear and win this fucking tournament. He does. He absolutely does. He gets a couple good breaks. I think it was hole 13 or the long par 5 on the back 9. One of them, I guess. I want to say it was 12 or 13. He hits a good fairway shot, and then he just rips, I don't know what iron or wood it was, but he gets a lucky break. He bounces in the rough, and it bounces right out, lands on the green, and he drills. He literally taps the ball, hits it in for birdie. It was a crazy shot. Luck of the draw with the bounce coming out of the fairway. I mean, if he gets stuck in that rough, who knows? He might go up and down from there, and he doesn't get the birdie. It comes down to 18. You see McIntyre post 1 over, so he's like, okay, I got to stick around just in case he bogeys or double bogeys a hole coming down the last 3-4 holes. He doesn't. Him and Victor are playing out of their minds. You think on 17, JJ Spaun might fucking hole in one it because it's a reachable par 4. It rolls onto the green, hits 2 putts, birdies, all this kind of stuff. You come down 18. He hits the shot, and then Victor hits one literally almost, I would say, a foot apart from his, and he's behind JJ Spaun. So JJ Spaun gets a free read from Victor Hovland, who, if Victor Hovland putts decently well throughout this entire Sunday or even chips pretty well, he might be holding that trophy right now instead of JJ Spaun. He just did not play good. He did not have a good back 9, to say the least. He did not have a good short game. Couldn't make any putts. But, I mean, no one was making putts this week. You literally had to drip every single putt in, or it started 30 feet out the hole and just have a nice tap-in par. Like, it wasn't a time to be aggressive at all. Like, when I'm watching this, I'm like, why don't you just be aggressive there? Oh, probably because you're putting on glass, like they said. You're putting on straight concrete, where if you tap the ball like we saw in JJ Spaun's putt, it literally just goes, just takes off on its own. Absolutely wild. I digress. JJ Spaun gets a free read from Victor Hovland. He said in an interview, PMT, and I think he told Scott Van Pelt this. He was like, I was really just looking at the pace. He said he had the line, but he was looking at how hard Victor hit it, and Victor smacked the shit out of it. He's like, okay, I got a good idea how much to put on this. Walks off with a fucking birdie. Finishes 1 under. Shout out JJ Spaun. Hell of a Sunday. Hell of a back 9. The front 9, it's like, whatever. You know what? You do 5 bogeys. You're like, okay, I'm kind of down on myself. Luckily, you got the rain delay, all this kind of shit, and then you just come out and tear up the back 9. Now, he gets the birdie. Let's talk about the bets that we didn't place. We should have placed, but we didn't place it. We talked about it last week. I had the Albatross bet. Happened on the first day. Didn't see one the rest of the rounds. Didn't see one the rest of the weekend. Thursday, an Albatross happens. I think it was Friday. The second ever hole-in-one happened on Oakmont in the U.S. Open. I mean, we would be up money right now. I even said it on the show. I'm like, I'm going to put probably $25-$50 on an Albatross because it's first of all, you got 17, which is a reachable par 4. You can get a decent putt, look at it. But some dude just holes out on an Albatross on a par 5. It was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Or was it, I don't remember what hole it was. The guy didn't make the cut. Regardless, it was an Albatross. We should be up money right now, but we're not because we didn't place the fucking money down. Nevertheless, I did say I thought about placing a bogey-free round of golf, the entire 72 holes. Didn't happen. That one I stayed away with. That one was tricky because it's like, there's going to be some bogeys on this course. Everyone's saying it's impossible to play. There was, I think JJ Spaun posted one on Friday or Saturday of a bogey-free round. I forgot which one it was. Might have been Thursday too. But yeah, Shout out JJ Spaun, winning the U.S. Open, finishes 1 under, hell of a round, all this kind of stuff. Let's get into some other players. Let's start from the top down. Sam Burns, leading the round Sunday before JJ Spaun makes a little run. Sam Burns has his little meltdown. 15? No one could fucking hit the green on 15. No one could hit the fairway on 15. No one could hit a fairway on 15. It was all, they were trying to hit that high cut, and it would just bounce the same spot every time. Same spot every time. Player after player after player. Sam Burns ends up somewhere in the fairway. He's looking for some water relief, calls a rules official over, says, hey, there's water here. It's going to fuck up my swing, all this kind of stuff. The guy says, no, you'll be okay. No water relief. Sam Burns is like, what? Are you serious? He's like, this is how I'm imagining the conversation goes. He's like, what, are you serious? And then he goes, I'm going to get a second opinion. Apparently you can call over a second opinion. When you don't like the first opinion, you get another opinion from the rules official to see if they see anything different. He says no too, so it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, obviously, I'm standing in water. Like, this is not gonna happen. I'm gonna get fucked on this shot. All this kind of stuff. Sure enough, lines up the iron shot, just takes off. I think he hooks it to the left, ends up in a bunker, just short of a bunker, deep in the rough, and you see him smash his club, and he's like, what the fuck are we doing? I mean, he should have got, in my opinion. And then you see a video later on Twitter. It was like some guy was walking in the same spot. He steps right on the grass, and there's just water coming out of his thing. Like, when you swing that hard, the club like hydroplanes out of the water. You have no control of the face. You have no control of the club at that point. You're just hitting the ball and praying it goes straight, or hoping for a decent lie or a decent shot right after it. Didn't happen. So that kind of sucked for Sam Burns. I was kind of pulling for him at the end. Him and Adam Scott. Adam Scott could not find a fairway either. I mean, hole after hole. You're like, Adam Scott, you're right there in second, maybe even leading at one point at even, and just couldn't find a fairway. It was rough after rough after rough. Relief from, I think it was the pathway he hit one into, but it still wasn't a clean lie. You're hitting out of some rough or some bad grass at that point. Just wasn't Adam Scott day. I was pulling for him because I was like, I'd like to see the old man win. One of the oldest players on tour right now. They said he's 44 and he's competing for a major at this point. I think they said 96 or 90 plus majors without a win since his last one, so that kind of sucks. But I was pulling for him. I was like, I'd like to see Adam Scott win this. Why not? Let the old man get one. Didn't end up happening. Couldn't find no fairway, like I said. He was bogeying left and right. After, I was like, let's go Adam Scott. Made a couple putts. He was cheering for a bogey at one point. It's like, thank God. Like, when you're cheering for bogeys, it's tough to play. It's real tough to play. Guy that popped up on my radar that I have heard about, but I've never really watched his golf, okay? I'm like, oh, he you see him around the leaderboard, all that kind of stuff. Tyrrell Hatton. He's on the radar. I was watching this tournament with him, or not with him. I was watching the tournament, and he was playing, and I was like, this guy's pretty good. Like, he's a short, little, stocky guy, hits the fuck out of the ball. I'm kind of a fan of his now. I really am. I mean, he's a crazy bastard. People are saying he's a psycho on the golf course, so that kind of makes you feel good. I was really hoping. He put one in the rough. It was on a hill. The lie was on a hill, and he tried to cover another hill and go on the green because that's where the hole was. He just chunks it like most people did throughout this entire tournament, and he chunks it and he just smashes his fucking club in the ground, and he's just pissed, which I respect. But it's like, I was pulling for him too. Like, I was pulling for a lot of these guys to win this tournament. Not JJ Spaun was like, yeah, like he's there, but like he's kind of out of it now. He bogeyed the first 9. He's kind of down on the leaderboard. I was kind of pulling for Victor. I was pulling for Tyrrell Hatton. I was pulling for fucking McIntyre just because I want to see, what is it? No lefty has ever won at Oakmont as on the U.S. Open. Crazy. Or is it the U.S. Open in general? I don't know. I think it's just Oakmont. No lefty has ever won at Oakmont. That is crazy. That's kind of what I was pulling for him. I was like, can John Rahm, is Scotty going to hang around at +4? All this kind of stuff. Bryson DeChambeau, I gave a bad pick, okay? I was like him. Oberg didn't make the cut. Rory, speaking of, let's get to fucking Rory. I have this label as Rory's a drama queen. Is Rory incredibly talented? Yes. I think he's fucking incredibly talented at the game of golf. He's done the career Grand Slam. He's accomplished everything that he's wanted to accomplish. He doesn't talk to the media as much anymore, and he's kind of being a baby about it, if I'm being honest. The way that is interpreting to me, look, I'm not in the fucking media, okay? I'm just doing this. This is you and me right here talking right now. Rory's a fucking drama queen. He's a baby. I get that, you've accomplished the mountaintop. You're at the peak, all this kind of shit. You've done what you set out to do. You've accomplished all the goals. You have the career Grand Slam. You got the green jacket, right? But it doesn't mean you could be a fucking dickhead to the media. Like, yeah, I get it. There's no contract obligation for you to go and talk to the media. There's no you do that literally on your own. You volunteer, all that kind of shit. But when you're one of the top players and one of the faces of the game, you're the PGA. You are the PGA. You took over the throne, You took over the throne from Tiger back in the day. It's slowly becoming Scotty. If not, it already is Scotty. And you just saying, like, I don't need to do this. I've done everything. I've accomplished the mountaintop, all that kind of shit. So you're basically saying he came out and said he needs to find a new goal. He wants to find a new thing to chase, a new mission, all that kind of shit, which I respect. When we get to our highest of highs and we think we've accomplished something, we're like, what's next? Well, motherfucker, figure it out. How about you go win another major? You're just chasing a career Grand Slam, all that kind of stuff. You don't want to get, you don't want to chase Tiger. You don't want to chase Jack. I mean, what do you have? 8 majors maybe? I don't know what it is. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know how many majors Rory has. But it's like, come on, man. Don't be a fucking dickhead. Like I said, he's finding a new mountaintop, trying to find a new mountain to climb, new mission, new goals, all that kind of stuff. I respect it. It takes a while maybe. And I think he's a little pissed that his driver got leaked or whatever, that his driver had to get suspended. Him and Scotty's drivers got leaked, that they were too worn down or something like that. So he's probably pissed that it got leaked, and PGA's throwing him under the bus. That I respect. That I'm like, okay, why are you leaking Rory, the golden boy of all of it? Why are you leaking his driver when there were probably 4 or 5 other drivers that had the same kind of thing, same kind of effect, just worn down faces, all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like Tiger did a Grand Slam in 1 year. Like, just keep winning, brother. Like, you ain't got that dog in you. Just say that. Like, you don't want to win, that's fine. Like, you got the Grand Slam, walk off into the sunset. We'll remember you as an elite golfer that took you a while to win the Masters, but you finally did it, and you're in an elite group of people. That's fine. But, when Scotty ends up passing you in major wins, it's going to be a tough conversation. Or if Scotty gets a Grand Slam in the next 2 years or something like that, it's going to be a tough conversation. That's my Rory take. I think he's being a baby about it. I get it. He's probably a little pissed at the PGA right now. But it's also one of those things where it's like, bro, like, you're the one that defended the PGA against LIV. The people that went and signed with LIV. And then, 6 months later, LIV and PGA are in talks about collaborating and, money coming in and money coming going. Like, you've definitely taken your stance back on it. But it's like, come on, man. Like, you're the face of the PGA. You don't need to be saying fucking dickhead things. Excuse me, but you don't really need to. I get it. You have a moral code about yourself and all that kind of stuff, but it's also like you know who you are. You know the spotlight that you're in. Say the right things for sure, but it's like, don't be a fucking, like, just then keep ignoring the media. I'd rather have you keep ignoring the media and not talking to them and build up this like I just don't want to talk to you guys, instead of being like, you guys don't deserve to talk to me. Like, that kind of fucking mentality. That's what I get from it. Just don't talk to him. I'd rather have you be quiet and not talk to him at all than, be like, I don't need to talk to you guys. Like, that kind of thing. I'd respect that a lot more. That's my Rory talk again. Shout out JJ Spaun winning the US Open. Arguably the toughest golf course in America, maybe. I don't know. I've played local municipal courses. I don't know what the fuck tough is. Football news, Jair Alexander signs with the Baltimore Ravens. Cool. Like, the Ravens, I want the Ravens to be good. I want them to be successful. I want Lamar to get a ring. I want to see, the Harbaugh Jim Harbaugh, whatever, one of the fucking Harbaugh brothers, get a ring. That'd be cool. I like when the Ravens are good. They're always fucking good. This adds their already elite defense. It's really just on the offensive side. Is Lamar going to win a fucking Super Bowl? I hope so. It'd be cool, but you still have to go through Patty. You still have to go through Joe. You have to go through Josh. Like, it's not getting easier in the AFC, I can tell you that much. Tough division, too. I mean, AFC North teams just beat each other up and just see who comes out on top. That's really all the football news that I got. Apparently, I mean, shit's going on. NBA news. Desmond Bain and KCP get traded. KCP went to the Grizzlies. Desmond Bain went to the Orlando Magic. That was start of like the NBA free agency right there. Again, Shaman. He said that it's going to be a crazy offseason in the NBA, so I'm really looking forward to that. This was kind of like a out of the blue trade. I guess, I think Desmond Bain's a little bit younger than KCP, so I don't really understand this deal. And Orlando got rid of a lot of shit, or vice versa. They got rid of a lot of stuff to get these players, so I really, really don't understand what side benefits more. I guess Desmond Bain and Desmond Bain and the Orlando Magic with what's his name? Line. I'm Paulo Banchero. I mean, I guess that adds to it because KCP's he's on the older side of things. Let's talk a little bit about KD. There's the rumor swirling right now that KD wants to play for the Spurs, for Miami, and for Houston, all tax-free states, and he wants to sign a long-term deal. Rightfully so, right? I mean, you've been playing in, states that aren't tax-free. You've been probably getting fucking railed over in taxes and all this kind of stuff. But, I mean, apparently he really wants to go play for the Spurs. I don't know why. I guess Wemby and, you got De'Aaron Fox down there now. You add him. That's kind of a lethal trio, I guess. Wemby really needs to take that another step. He needs to stay healthy, all that kind of stuff. Houston, I don't see him fitting well in Houston, honestly. I mean, it'd be cool. Miami, no Jimmy Butler anymore, so I guess you really don't want to go there. You want to go play with Tyler Hero, who doesn't believe in, history or anything like that. Like, he doesn't, like, you just see that thing where Tyler Hero doesn't believe in history that was before the 1950s. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? What happened before that then, brother? You think the world just started then? It's a crazy thing to say. It's an absolute wild thing to say. I mean, I guess Kevin Durant wants one last big contract. He's 36, which, I mean, you're going to get maybe a 2-3-year deal. Maybe a 2 with an opt-out for a third year, be 39 by the time you opt out. I just don't see him getting a huge deal. I really don't. He's going to get paid because he's fucking Kevin Durant. He's still a bucket, no doubt about it. But I just don't see him getting a huge bag that he's probably wanting or anything like that. And these aren't, I mean, Spurs, you can kind of be like, yeah, they're a young team. Maybe in a year they can be flirting around with like championship talks. Houston, if you add him to Houston, yeah, they made the playoffs this year, but they didn't do shit. So it's really hard to say there. Miami's not doing anything crazy. Maybe he just wants to go back to the Eastern Conference. I don't know. And then the last thing, the Kevin Durant thing is weird. I feel like it's these three teams, but I feel like he's going to go to somewhere else that isn't expected or something like that. I don't know. Last couple things. Lakers. Jenny Buss sells majority ownership of the Lakers. The original Buss family, they bought the Lakers for $67.5 million. She just sold majority ownership of the Lakers to the LA Dodgers owner, nonetheless, for $10 billion. That is fucking ridiculous. The Lakers are about to break the salary cap. Everyone's going to get paid left and right. They need a center, so they're going to go get a fucking center, whoever they want, other than Joker and Wemby and all that kind of shit. I mean, that's crazy. $10 billion, ridiculous. Then the last thing I want to talk about, NBA, obviously the NBA Finals. Pacers, Thunder. Thunder up 3-2 in the series. We're going back to Indiana tomorrow night. Right now, the line's set at OKC minus 6.5. Halliburton's questionable because he messed up his leg in Game 5. He went 0 for 6, did not have a good game. I really don't know. I don't know. If Halliburton doesn't play, I think you hammer the OKC 6.5. I think they run up and down the court on him. Honestly, the Pacers were about to win this game. They were about to win this game. And then it just got away from them. just like they were up 10, somewhere in the third quarter. They're like, oh, okay, we're going to stay on foot on the pedal, all this kind of shit. Or game 4, I think it was. They just gave it up. It's like, what are we doing, man? I get this OKC team is really good, but I'm happy with the way the Pacers have played. Now, do I want them to win this series still? Do I want to see a Game 7? Absolutely. I don't think Halliburton's going to sit out. I think it's a plus 6.5 play to the Pacers. I think they win. They have to. I mean, it's win or go home at this point. And then OKC is going to drag their happy ass back to Oklahoma, and then I think OKC wins it. I really do. I know if they go to a Game 7, anything's possible with a Game 7, but you're in OKC, one of the best arenas in the game right now, one of the best fan bases in the game right now. I just don't see Indiana going in there and messing all that up and ruining that. Now, would I love to see it? Absolutely. I'm probably one of the biggest people to want to see it that badly, but I just don't see it happening. Again, I don't think Halliburton's going to be out the rest of the series. I think he's going to play Game 6, give him some icy hot, shoot him up with some Benadryl, or some Vicodin. I don't know. Give him some pain killer to get that leg right. I think that he's going to play. I like the plus 6.5. What's the over-under that I just saw? 221 plus 6.5, 221. It's going to be a defensive battle. I like the under again. 110. Yeah. I mean, the only way that they're going to beat OKC is if they're like, hey, we're just going to go out there and outscore you and you're going to have a bad shooting night, which is very possible. But you want OKC kind of just to hang around in this game, because if they have a terrible night, they're going to be like, okay, we're going to go home. We're going to have a Game 7 on our floor, and we're going to be fucking lights out. That's just the way OKC's been all year, and especially in this playoffs, where they're like, we're going to have a bad game, and then we're going to come out and be lights out, and we're going to win by 20. That's just the way this is going to go. So Indiana, it's like, yeah, you want to win, but you don't want to fucking blow them out. It's that weird in between, because then your confidence is way too high. Then you go into their place, and it's like, you got to keep it balanced. You got to keep them around. You got to keep them hanging around. Again, I want Indiana to win this series. I just don't see it. I really just don't see it. Because even if you win this Game 6, it's like, okay, we got to go back to OKC. Going to be a huge underdog, and OKC's not going to lose on their home court. I think they lost, including the playoffs, 7 times this entire season. So it's maybe even 10, maybe, I don't know. But nevertheless, Indiana plus 6.5, and I like the under the 221.5. And go Indiana Pacers. That's all I got. That is all I got. Shout out to the Florida Panthers winning the Stanley Cup. Shout out JJ Spaun winning the U.S. Open. Rory, you're still a baby. And let's go Pacers. And where the fuck is KD going to go? I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe. That's Beyond the Spread.